Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the Aspiring YouTuber panel. Today we are joined by special guest Coffee Boy.
Hey guys, how we doing, fellas? I'm Coffee Boy.
So, if you don't know him, at least last time I checked, he has 6.5 thousand subscribers.
That's a lot. Oh my god. I seem to lose track of the number.
So, I'm just going to be asking you some questions. So let's begin. Alright,
Okay.
So do you remember when you started your channel?
Oh yeah. I was on a trip to Disney. This was back right before COVID. Literally right before COVID. I could have been caught in the crossfire. And so during the trip, I was drinking a lot of coffee. This stuff. Yeah, I was drinking a lot of coffee during the trip, and more like I put like 4, 5, 6 sugars in it, and I was like 12, or sorry, I was 13 actually. I was the age to do YouTube, right? The minimum requirement on there. Yeah, I had a channel before that where I made like Marvel type content. I made that in 2018. Fast forward to 2020, right before that, I get the assets for my channel ready. I was considering a couple names. Carrot Gaming was one I almost picked, but then it ended up being Coffee Gaming, which is now Coffee Boy. And that's why sometimes when I say how we doing, fellas, I'll accidentally say my old intro, which is how we doing, fellas, welcome back to Coffee Gaming. I used to say that in my old videos. So yeah, that's when I started, and I made my first video a little bit like, I don't remember when exactly. It had to be around like right after the New Year's. So right at the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, I got back in January or Feb. No, it was January. I filmed my first video. The assets I had made right at the end of 2019, I put them together, right? I made a cool little intro that I look back and I cringe at. It had this like stupid song that was super edgy and emo. And I made my first Roblox video. I was really into the Roblox content. But I've moved to Rec Room now because it's a lot less competitive.
That is an amazing story. So you've been doing this for a while then.
Yeah. With my original channel, 2017, but I really got into editing in 2018. The thing is, I've been doing that since I was a kid. I watched my dad edit, and so I learned it from him.
Oh.
And since then, I've been improving.
I learned how to edit from a friend of mine who used CapCut for editing in like freshman year of high school.
CapCut, my goat.
For real. It was pretty confusing at first, but now it's pretty straightforward. I'm a big fan of it.
Whoops.
Alright, so what would be your favorite video that you've made?
Oh, there's so many. Okay. You picked the toughest question. Okay. Okay. Gosh, there's a lot of them. I really like the skits we made, like, meet the team, right? Team Fortress, meet the soldier, meet the scout, but in Roblox. Those were really fun. I really liked just trying out new games. I had this series, and this is actually how I got Rec Room. We were looking at random obscure games like VR Chat and Rec Room. I had a VR phase last year. I don't know what I was on, but yeah. And so we made our first Rec Room video that was like, is Rec Room dead in 2023? It wasn't. It was in the state where it was gonna be, but they've been improving.
Yeah.
Lower shop prices, better algorithm, this and that. But God, to pick a favorite video, I really gotta think this through. I guess since this can always change, for now I think it'll be my favorite video will be Meet the Soldier, but it's Roblox. Where basically me and a group of friends got together and we recreated that video. I tried improving it from what I previously had. If you look at the videos before that, color grading wasn't good, scene composition wasn't good. You can tell the the subject from the background. There were issues with and there were other scene composition issues too. The scenes were too blurry. You didn't know where to look. I had to really work on that. But yes, color grading. And one of the things was we would just cut corners, right? So if you look at the Meet the Scout video, it's just our guy and then the background from the original. And so with the Meet the Soldier video, we decided, okay, we're just going to try to be faithful to the design, but also, make it actually in Roblox, because that's the goal.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this is a bit off because this is like all Rec Room. I do Rec Room now, and the viewers are probably Rec Room players. Give it a watch, right? Put like 5 frames, put like a couple clips up on screen or something. I think it's really good. Like it's just probably my best work.
All right. Yeah, I have been meaning to watch that for a while because I did see it, and it did look pretty interesting. All right, so now on the flip side of that, do you have a least favorite video that you've made?
Actually, yeah. So I make my content based on 2 things. One is, okay, this is fun, where I'm having fun with my friends. Would it be appropriate for me to record this, edit this, and put this out, right? One of the things that ended up happening was we would play games, and my friends were like, "Oh, I wish you recorded that." And I'm like, "Bro," because when I would go to record it, they were like, "Why'd you record without my consent?" And so the other type of content I have is content I make just for, I'm just gonna be honest, just for getting views, right? That first Rec Room video, not the play party one, I privated that because it was literally garbage quality, and I was learning CapCut. The Rec Room video I renamed it now. It's called the Rec Room Stereotype, but before it was called Does Rec Room Even Care? Right? That did pretty well, right? And that's the one where I met you.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. But the thing is, it's not that I didn't enjoy it. It was fun. I just wanted to get it done at the end. And so I have a lot of videos that are privated now because I made them for the views instead of just, it's for fun. So a video I dislike, I can't really pick one. It's more of it's like a spectrum of how much I like or dislike the video I made.
All right. And what you said about privating videos actually got me thinking, because I don't remember where I heard it, but I heard a little bit ago that when you don't have very many videos on your channel, it's better to not unlist or private anything to have more that people can watch. What's your opinion on that?
I think that's fine. I have quite a few of my old videos up where if you look at the very back of my channel, it's just, I hate having these videos out. I don't sound like myself. I don't talk the way I do. But the thing is, it's nostalgic, and also I have nothing to hide. Really. So yeah. I was talking to a friend recently. Sorry. I was talking to a friend recently, and he said I don't know why it hit different, but he said if there was something someone was trying to hide, I already gave it away. When someone tries to hide something, they'll private it, delete it, unlist it. I try to avoid it because of what he said.
Yeah, I do have some videos I've been considering privating or enlisting, but I believe I'm not at a point yet where I can do that. I need to have as much content out as I can until I grow a little bit more.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, we've already talked a little bit about this. What kind of editing do you do?
Oh, do you mean like the software? Do you mean the techniques?
Like all
What
of it.
specifically? All of it. Oh, we're gonna be here for hours. Okay. I like using Final Cut. It's what I grew up with, it's what I'm familiar with, but DaVinci is the exact same thing for free. And the thing is, even then, I was shocked when I first used CapCut, because CapCut is all of that mostly, right? There's some features missing, obviously, but it's
Yeah.
most of that. But then you get all of these presets and shortcuts you can just plug in that save you literally hours. And you can just look up a free pro account online and log in and get
I
all
didn't
the
even
features.
think about that. I need to do that.
I did it by accident. I was looking because I was exporting a video, and it was like, "We're gonna put the logo in." And I was like, "Why?" I I thought this is the whole point, where it's like they don't put the logo in. So I looked it up, and then I ended up finding an account by accident. I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna try it," and it works, and it still works.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and so for my methods, it's just like, okay, I'm a bit of a hypocrite with what I'm about to say, but hold on. What I used to do was, and what I would do up until recently was, I'd go through the video and I'd make it perfect as I'd go, right? I'd do the final edit as I'd go, cut up each point, and I wouldn't, by doing that, there were a couple issues. I would basically shoot myself in the foot with like not knowing when the video would start and end, or I guess end, how long the video would be.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to constantly mess around with the sound, right? Um, when I used to put music heavily in it, that was like a hassle. Sound design,
Yeah.
and yeah, that really is just a huge setback. I think today though I would do it in layers. So I would, and that's what I did with the last video, the Rec Room one, was I got it into the timeline. I got my like set amount of time, right, from this to this, right, 5 minutes, 8 minute video. I got my audio set up. Then I would put the clips on top. And so the method is just get all the clips together, right? Get the juiciest, the funniest moments. And the ones that aren't funny, I don't know, you could turn down the volume and then voice it over after with, oh, so we moved on from doing this, or we made a crafting table and then we built a house, right? Things like that. Just voice it over instead of boring the viewer. But when it comes to my techniques though, it's just, I have a set of rules, right? So I will do dynamic frames. I guess not in the Rec Room video, but the ones before that, where it would like jump between 2s and 4s and 8s. Yeah, animating on those. I would also, what are some other things? I basically tried to create a style that would set me apart. I have a certain set of colors that I'd use, right? Color grading is a huge deal for me, which it's hard to emulate in video game footage, but I'm sure I'll figure something out, especially for Rec Room. The other thing was, so one is animation, right? Animating things on 2s and 4s. So what that would mean is when text comes on screen, it's not like a smooth animation. It's like, you know how in the Spider-Verse where it jumps between different frame rates? It's like that.
Uh-huh.
And so the other thing that would set me apart is the color grading. The third thing I would do was sound design. I'd put in really cool, or I guess not really cool, but just like really sounds that click with your brain, right? If I'm putting down a cup, I'm good, because I see a cup in front of me. And if I'm putting down a cup, I put like a glass clinking noise on the actual wood. I'd put a wood noise. If I'm walking on the ground, I'd get foliage for whatever material I'm walking on, whatever type of like clothing I'm wearing, right? If I'm wearing shoes, or if a character is wearing, right, like formal shoes versus sneakers, I would get that detailed, which I don't think I need to, but sound design is very important. So those three things would set me apart in most of my videos. The dynamic frame rates, like animating them, color grading, and sound design. again, there's more aspects to it. There's scene composition, right? The rule of thirds, where you have 9 boxes on screen, and you try to fit your character on like either the left or right lines or in the middle. There's a lot of different methods. But yeah, that's the 3 things in my editing style
Wow,
that set me apart.
that's very
But
impressive. Yeah, that definitely reminds me
yeah.
of the video of tips you sent me.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's where I got everything from. The whole sound design is from that skymography video, and then a couple other things are what I picked up along the way.
So, are you focusing pretty much entirely on Rec Room now, or are you still planning to do a variety of things?
The truth is, you want me to sugarcoat? I'm gonna give you the truth. I can't. You might be wondering what that means. I got college, and college recently has been taking up all of my time, right? From the moment I get up to the moment I go to bed. Or I guess
feel
not the moment
that.
I go to bed. Like, yeah, the hour before I go to bed. It just takes up my whole day. I'm studying, working on assignments, practicing for assessments, practicing for quizzes, exams, tests. It is a nightmare, but it'll be worth it. The degree. But yeah, I've just decided that I'm not gonna be doing content at the moment, right? It's like I'm at a crossroads. I want to pursue, right, my passion, which is YouTube, but I also really want that degree. So what I'm thinking is, I'll just slow it down, maybe just not post. I'm not sure, or maybe just post very rarely until December, because December break. Then I'll record a ton every single day with, friends, family, all that. I'm hoping to get maybe a vlog out also. I'm not sure. There's a lot of different types of content. I've been making a giant list of Rec Room video ideas. So there's a lot that's planned, not a lot that I can do. But I am sticking to Rec Room. I don't think I'm gonna leave because this is my best shot. If you look up Rec Room on Google Analytics, then you add in Minecraft and Roblox, then go to worldwide, Rec Room is like, if you divide into thirds, Rec Room's on the bottom line, and Minecraft and Roblox are at the like almost very top. Rec Room, what I've discovered was Rec Room still has a lot of audience to grow. Does that make sense? I feel
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that.
max, or like, I guess it's peak that it could be. And so that's why I want to get in now before it's too late, before it becomes competitive. Because with RecTube, it seems generally easy. I was kind of shocked when I had, bigger RecTubers like Toaster and Java VR comment on that video I made when it's like my first video and I'm literally a nobody. So yeah, Rec Room is a sphere where you can actually succeed right now, today, if you just, know where to. YouTube is a game of variables. You just gotta know, where to pin the thing on the horse. But yes, I'm totally down for Rec Room. I love Rec Room, the content. I haven't. It's not that I'm not. Okay, Rec Room is a social game, so I don't play it as much as I watch it. So yeah, I'm definitely still doing Rec Room.
All right. I am curious. What major are you pursuing?
I wanted. Okay, if I had all the time in the world, and I could get a second degree, I would have loved to go for filmmaking, right? As you can see by my videos.
Oh yeah,
But
that
I'm
definitely makes
going,
sense.
yeah. But the thing, like more of like the cinematography side, by the way. But the thing is, I also really like coding, right? It's something I've done like since I was a kid. I always wanted to make a video game, which became, oh, I want to make an app, which became whatever it is now. So a bit of both. I'd love to work at Rec Room someday, right? And so I was going for a computer science degree, but I'm thinking, because I'm taking electives right now, I'm not taking required courses. I'm thinking I could switch to what's it called? Software engineering instead of computer science. Because with computer science, you learn everything about computers, right?
Hmm.
Algorithms, problem solving, down to the CPU, like this, which is nothing's wrong with that. But my cup of tea more is leans more towards right what was it? Software engineering, which is basically the job of adding features, or I guess PR wants a feature, right? Like higher rank wants a feature, you build it, you get people to test it. If it's successful, then it actually gets added, right? Which is happening at Rec Room all the time. We're always doing the split tests. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'd love to get a degree, maybe work at Rec Room. I don't know. Maybe I'll get some experience first, then apply to Rec Room. And I'd love for that.
That's cool because that actually lines up pretty much with what I'm studying. I want to be a programmer. I'd also do
Oh,
creative
okay.
writing.
Oh shoot. All right. What kind of creative writing? Like storytelling, writing novels, fictional, non-fictional?
Definitely fiction. I'm actually working on a book series right now. I mean,
Yo.
I tell everyone that. What I mean is, I worked on it
Mhm.
like couple years ago and then stopped working on it like last year and have not gotten back into it. But it is still something on my mind.
All right. Yeah, I can really resonate with that. I have a close friend of mine who, he's pursuing photography, but he loves making art and he loves writing, right? And he has this whole story. I'm not too read up on it, but I know the general idea, and yeah, I can really resonate with that. I'm sure we all have that one friend who's like, really into fantasy stories. I mean, I guess you are that one friend.
Yeah. The novel I'm writing is like it's actually two trilogies is the plan. It's an interesting sci-fi fantasy hybrid that has some elements of
Sci-fi.
dystopia.
Dystopia.
It's pretty complicated.
Okay. Yeah, I would assume as much. All right, that's pretty cool. I can't wait to see it when it comes out.
Yeah, I think around 30 pages of the first book done. That might be a gross undergeneralization. I'll see. I'll check real quick. I don't know how long this will take.
I am actually working on, like, aside from the Rec Room content, I am working on a actual YouTube show. It's gonna be set in Minecraft.
That sounds cool.
I'm pretty excited about it. Yeah, I've gotten you know some of my friends, right?
Yeah.
Wedham and I guess Kevin's not in it. Kevin doesn't have Minecraft, but it's gonna be like 10 of my friends. We're gonna make a TV show. It's gonna be crazy. I have a bit of a plan, sort of. It's more of just when they're available, we'll do some things. Right now, we're writing character sheets, so yeah.
That sounds cool. So I just checked. Um, book one is 32 pages so far, and book two, which I'm working on at the same time for some reason, is 10 pages so far.
I was thinking ahead.
Yep.
Okay. I remember I used to read a lot as a kid. I don't know why I got out of it.
Yeah, same. All my friends think I'm a nerd because like they'll give me book suggestions and I'm like, oh, I have that one and I've read it like 5 times.
What?
It's pretty
You
fun.
give me like serious. You give me serious like Dungeons and Dragons type guy vibes.
I have only played that a few times, but I've been meaning to play it more because it is a very fun game.
Yeah. Okay.
So now, I want to talk about mental health a little bit. So, did you ever have a moment where you had like an uncharacteristic spike in analytics, and then when it went back, like made you feel like, I guess, unsatisfied with your analytics after that?
So like that effect where you get likes, you feel good, and then likes are gone, you feel bad.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. I used to be a different person, right? So about 2 years ago, I had well, I had different behaviors. When I saw someone do something I wanted to do, these are the type of characteristics that fuel that behavior that you just described, right? So I was jealous, I was lazy, I was um well, I wasn't very upbeat. I used to be a pessimist, not an optimist, right? The glass was half empty instead of half full. The world was happening to me. I wasn't happening to the world. And so because I had that mindset, that negative mindset, what you just described is exactly what happened. I would succeed a little bit, like a little bit, like meaning I would get 100 views on average, and then I'd get 1,000. I was like, dang. Then I'd make the next video, wouldn't do well, and I'd be in a rut. Yep. And so what happens is when you put out enough videos after having one successful video and they don't do as well, it can dwell on you, but that's if you have the negative mindset, right? So what I do now is I have the positive mindset. I'll look at it objectively. There's this thing I learned in English class in college, actually, this year. And so it's scout versus soldier mindset. The soldier will look at things subjectively. He'll see something and he'll view it as, can I believe this? Right? Instead of the objective method, which is this true? And so with scout mindset, you're not applying your own beliefs. You're viewing it as, okay, this is what I think of the topic, but let me view it separately from those thoughts. And so I was absolutely clouded. I had soldier mindset. It sucked. I was actually going to include this in the Rec Room video about the stereotype, but I cut it out for the sake of time. But yeah, it's just the matter of, see, with YouTube, it's you have to have a motivation. You have to stick to it. Otherwise, you'll fall into that trap. And so one of the other things I learned this from a YouTube course. It was called Free 1 Hour Masterclass to Win YouTube. It's by a channel called BOG, B-O-G. It's really good. It's actually what made me conclude in, I'm going to do Rec Room content. And so what he said was, the person motivated by passion will outwork and outperform, or sorry, am I confusing it? Anyways, they'll outwork and outperform the person who's motivated solely by money, right? You need to have something other than money that's your motivation. And I bring up money because the other way I fell into that rut was later in life, right, during my high school years. The friends around me were getting really, I guess, money oriented. And so what happened was that affected me, right? I felt, I guess you could say, like I was just influenced by those around me, and I was just like, hey, what's the best way I can maximize money out of YouTube? But then I was like, the passion slowly went away, and then I was like, well, that's it. I figured it out now, but I wish I had a heads up, right? You need a passion other than you want to be famous, you want to have money, or whatever other greedy thing, because people are by default greedy creatures, right?
Mhm.
Um, yeah. So you need to attach something uplifting, right? Something optimistic, right? If it's for me originally, it was my mom. When I made the Marvel channel, I was watching a Marvel video. My mom pointed at the TV. She was like, "You should do that," and I took it seriously. So originally, it was my mom who motivated me. Then it became, well, I was like a whimsical teen, and I was making stuff. Then after COVID, it was, I wanted to do Roblox because, well, it was COVID. I had a lot of free time. And now it's complicated. I'm an adult now. It's really complicated. It's a lot of feelings. You know what it is now? It's because I started it back then. It kind of planted a seed in me that's like, I want to have a successful YouTube channel someday. And so that's what motivates me now. I just wanted to reach that success that I wanted as a kid. Yeah, I want to basically, if I were to talk to my younger self, I'd be like, "Hey, you made it." So, yeah, it's just fulfilling that childhood dream. That's what became my passion. You need a passion to. It's always passion that'll get you out of that trap. It'll be, or not even passion. It can be something as little as your parents going, "Yeah, sure, son, you can do this. We'll be with you all the way. We'll support you."
So that a lot of this is reminding me of myself. Uh,
Yeah. I get that. Okay, not that I get that a lot from people, but I see it a lot in people. Whenever I talk to someone who's kind of like-minded, I'm like, "Oh, that's like a younger version of myself." Or like, I have a friend of mine who does art. "Oh, that's like an art version of myself. If I never quit art, I would have been like him." I always see myself in a different person. It's crazy. Oh, that could have been me.
bro is everyone. So the reason I started YouTube, I wanted to start YouTube for quite a while before I actually did, because I was like, man, doing YouTube would be so awesome. And I got a computer for Christmas one year, and I was like, oh boy, I can start making videos now. And then a month passed, and then a few more months passed, and I hadn't started.
No.
And then my mom walks into my room, and she's like, if you don't get a job, I'm kicking you out.
Yo.
So I'm like, oh crap, I gotta figure out how to start making money. So then I started,
Yeah.
I was like, well, I mean, I guess I could do YouTube, because I've been meaning to do that for a while, and I've heard you can make money from that. I still do get told by her that I need to get a second job, which I probably should.
Dude, I get the same thing, the exact same thing.
And so
I mean,
yeah,
you could always apply to student aid. I'm just saying, guys. If you get a grant, that would be pretty good. Yeah. The thing with YouTube is, it's a game of variables. You have to really get everything right to win. It's really difficult.
yeah. And I feel like because of this, I'm caught in this balance of I want to express myself. I want to show off the things I wanted to make. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, views are a big priority for me because I'm trying to make money from this. And I feel like there are definitely times where I lose sight of why I started doing this in the first place.
Yeah, the whole motivated solely by money will mess you up.
Yeah. Anyways, this is running on pretty long. Do you have any?
It is.
Do you have any closing thoughts?
My closing thoughts are, I've been without a computer for like 2 months now. I have been absolutely losing my mind. And so, if you're thinking of doing YouTube, doing something creative, freaking do it. Okay? Because there's gonna be a day where you can't anymore, right? You'll have a job, you'll have kids, or you'll just be too old. But it just, you have to do it. I yearn to edit just a gameplay video now, but I can't because I don't have a computer. Sure, I could do it on my phone, but that's the second problem. I don't have time. So if you want to do something, just do it. Don't care about the quality. It doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, I know you're a perfectionist. I'm a perfectionist. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just think of it as, okay, we're gonna make it simple. And then if you want to make it perfect after, right? Add the effects after the point. After the fact. After you're done editing the basic thing, then you can make it fancy if you want. Yeah. Work on your speed. Learn thumbnail, right? Design, or I guess, composition in general, right? Rule of thirds. There's many other ways. I don't know how to put this in the words without extending it for 30 minutes. Learn colors, like color grading. That's good stuff. Thumbnails, cool stuff. Learn how to use YouTube Studio to your advantage. There's a inspiration tab. They might rename it someday because they've done that before. But basically, it's the tab where you can search for topics and then find subtopics. So Rec Room, one of the topics was Rec Room maintenance, right? So take advantage of all the tools you can and optimize, right? Shorten your time, learn shortcuts. And I know that might sound redundant to someone who is experienced, because you might be, but still optimize, okay? If you can do something faster, a quicker way. The whole reason I'm using CapCut now, right, and I'm going to use it on my next computer is because it does the same stuff I would do on Final Cut or even like DaVinci, but 10 times as less as it used to. So sharpen your skills, optimize, do what you want to do now. That's all. Thank you all for watching.
Yes, thank you all for listening. And
be sure to sub to CQC. Keep updated with the AYT panel. It's pretty fire. Yeah.
And thank you, Coffee, for coming in for this episode.
Yes, of course. Hey.
And I will see
Is
all
that
you
the
guys
outro?
in the next episode.
Bye.